Oh. You always do that. You always do that. You just start recording and you don't tell anyone. You're like, "Are you ready?" And then I didn't even get to respond.
Because it's gonna get edited. I can cut out everything later.
Oh my god.
So dramatic.
Oh my god.
Go on. Intro.
What's going on?
Oh.
You fucking idiot. You fucking idiot.
Okay, intro. I'll shut up.
What's going on? Today is a secret episode. Felix doesn't know we're doing this.
Oh yeah, Felix is away on a trip, so we're recording a secret episode without him. What are we gonna talk about?
What are we?
This guy doesn't even know what we're talking about. We're talking about. Okay, so we have. Okay. Back to the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay.
Let's go back to the beginning.
Let's go back to the beginning. So we have a massive list of all of the topics that we want to do in episodes one day. And Kendall, okay, this is slightly off topic, but still related. Kendall, every time we're about to record an episode, Kendall's like, I don't know what topic I want to do. Let's just put it in a wheel. So Kendall has this like massive wheel full of all of the topics. Like some of them we can't even do right now because Felix is gone, or like other ones are like, I don't know, like it just needs to be a specific time to be able to do them. But Kendall, like 20 minutes ago, spun the wheel and got a topic, and it was like we couldn't even do it because Felix isn't here. Anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, so we have all these topics. We have a list of all these topics. One of them is friendships, and then another one is time zones. So I was like, why don't we just like talk about the both of us, like our friendship with the both of us, because we have a big time zone difference.
Not big, it's just 3 hours.
That's pretty big.
Like 3 hours.
You've already lived for like 3 hours by the time I've woken up in the morning.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, and you just ate dinner. I just had lunch.
You just had lunch?
Yeah, but I eat lunch late though.
Yeah, you do eat lunch late. Ghost lives in Alaska.
I don't live in Alaska. It's not public information where you live?
No.
We live on opposite sides of the US, basically. We have a 3 hour time difference.
I guess I can say I live in Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. Sometimes I live in PST. Sometimes I don't. And that narrows it down a little bit.
A little bit.
I want to talk about when we first met. We didn't know, like, obviously when you first meet somebody on the internet, you don't know, like, their time zone or anything. I don't even remember, like, how we started talking about that. I don't even remember, like, you telling me how big the time difference. Oh. What?
What just happened?
I don't know. I just malfunctioned.
You're like, yeah, I don't even remember. Oh.
I just broke live on camera.
That's crazy. What just happened?
I don't know. I remember talking about our time differences with Lexi, like being in a call with Lexi and talking about it, because you and Lexi are in the same time zone. But I don't remember, like, we had been planning content and like streaming together and playing together and everything, but I didn't know there was a time difference for so long.
I don't remember. I think it might have just been because one time somebody was like, "What time is it?" And then I said something and you were like, "No, it's not." And then we were like, "What?"
I still do that.
Yeah, I know you do. It's annoying.
Here's another little topic I've written down, is how did we stay friends despite the time difference, which isn't like it's not a massive deal in the grand scheme of things, but I feel like a time difference like messes up a lot of stuff. Like, how do you think we've stayed friends for so long?
I feel like in our spare time we're always talking to each other. Like, you and I were either in VC or we're texting or whatever the hell, we're playing a game or something. I think the hardest times for us to like keep in touch and stuff were when I was in marching band back in high school. Because I didn't have any time at all. But we still like texted all the time, and I'm pretty sure I text you and Felix more than I text my IRL friends. I think we just managed to stay close because we texted so much, and we were such good friends, and like we had a lot in common. We clicked well together, so we just talked all the time. So despite like me going to sleep and then you being awake 3 hours later or whatever, we talk to each other all the time.
We talk constantly. Have you ever had another friendship, like, before you met me that was similar to ours, or no?
Back when I was little, I had an art account, and I had an online friend on there, but it wasn't like this. It was like, I don't know, we lived in the same time zone. but they were just like a few states away. We like talked from time to time, but eventually we just stopped talking. So this is like the first like serious online friendship I've ever had.
Oh my god, you think our friendship is serious?
No.
Oh.
I was just lying for the podcast, but
I had, when I was a lot younger, when I first moved to where I am now, I was in like 4th grade. I don't know how old I was. I was like 10 or 11. I played a game called Blockheads, and you could join servers, public servers, and I joined one and I made a friend. I won't expose her name, but we talked every single day. Like every day I'd get on the server. We couldn't text or anything, but every day at the same time we'd get on the server and talk to each other for hours. There was a chat room in that game, and I mean, we beat the game in like 100% of it, but we would still just join just to talk in the chat room for hours. And eventually we exchanged emails or something, and then we FaceTimed like all the time. And she lived in New York, so the time difference was still pretty big, and we would just FaceTime all the time. I don't remember if we texted a whole lot, and that friendship didn't last very long, maybe 6 months or so, but I really felt like she was my best friend, and we were similar in age. I don't know. That was my first like online friendship where I was like, oh my god, this is my best friend right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I always had IRL friends. I mean, I've never really had many friends. I've always stuck to my group. So I never really thought about having online friends, really. Funny story, actually. My online friend, my old one, follows me on my private Instagram, and I found her account again once. I forget. I think I was going through stories, and she's also a K-pop stan now.
Oh, what?
It's like, do I like reach out or like?
You should. That'd be crazy.
Like, hey, I know we haven't talked in like
You're
years,
interested
but
in the same stuff now.
yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, but ever since then, I've had like, I don't think I've ever actually had online friends since then. I think I've just stuck with IRL. And then quarantine happened, and then I was like, I want to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Just like my faves. And then I guess we just kind of found each other.
Yeah. I've never had a group like this. I've never had like an online friend group. And I think it's really cool that we were like branching out and like meeting new people and expanding the group. I think that's so cool. How do you feel about, we were friends for like a year or something before we ever showed each other our faces.
That's true.
That is crazy. Is that crazy to you?
That is crazy. We also did that because we had a bet going on at the time.
We did have a bet going. We started a bet that, because all of our friends were faceless, like all but like 2. And we started a bet, and we were like, the first person to show their face loses. And I'm really competitive. And I was like, I'm gonna win the bet. Also, I just hated how I looked from like the beginning of our friendship up until maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah, but then one day we were both sitting in a VC and we were like, what if we just showed each other our faces?
Yeah.
and then we did.
Yeah. Did you cry that day?
No.
You didn't cry about it?
Did you cry?
I might have teared up a little bit.
I don't think I did. I think I was just like laughing because we were like
I couldn't believe
each other
it.
stupid pictures.
Yeah. I couldn't believe we did that. And then after that, I think the biggest thing keeping me faceless actually was that bet. And like keeping me faceless from you. Like the fact that we were faceless from each other was kind of the wall that stopped me from showing my face everywhere else. Like after that, we would be in call with random people like in the SMP, and we'd be like, hey, you want to see what my face looks like? And then we'd show them pictures of our faces.
The only people that had seen your faces before then were people that were like you could see in real life.
Oh yeah, I had a couple meetups with some friends, and obviously I never showed them pictures of my face beforehand, so that it was kind of a surprise when they saw me IRL. And that was really cool. I actually really enjoyed doing that. That was really fun.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Why are you so far away? You're so far away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Move closer.
No, it's not that
easy. See? That's why. That's the problem.
You're an idiot.
There was one time, we've actually been in call a bunch of times with our cameras on just for fun, but there was one time, the 3 of us, me, you, and Felix, had our cameras on, and Atlas was in call, and that was the first time Atlas had seen all 3 of our faces, and like all of us talking. I remember he was like getting emotional over it, because being a deaf creator in this community is kind of hard because so many of us are faceless, so he's just like constantly adjusting to new voices and like trying to figure out how everybody speaks. And just like seeing the three of us who had been Faceless for so long actually on his screen, like talking, and he could see each of us separately was like really emotional for him. That was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really find us like face revealing emotional. I was just kind of like, oh, this is the next step in our friendship.
Yeah.
The next logical step.
Yeah.
I don't know. We had just gone through like we went through something in our friend group, and we were just like.
And there was a big personal change in our friend group, and after that, me and Kendall and Felix just like talked so much more than ever and like called so much more than ever. Our friendship got so much more personal, like talking about our personal lives more. It wasn't just like getting in a VC and messing around anymore. It was like we were actually becoming really good friends with each other. And I think not being faceless to each other anymore was a really big part of that, part of getting closer, but also a result of getting closer. And I think had the big change not happened, we probably wouldn't have done that.
You and I were close, like, when we first became friends. Like, we were really close. And then I guess we added more people to our friend group, and we kind of, like, stopped talking as much because there was more people to interact with.
Yeah, we kind of distanced ourselves from each other, subconsciously, not trying to. And then, in that process, we both just kind of became interested in different things. Like, you found people who were interested in the same things you were interested in, and I just kind of did my own thing. And that's not a bad thing at all. But over the past 6 months or so, we've gotten so much closer. I think we were really close when we first met, like, just kind of realizing that we could always be online and, like, hanging out with each other. We got really close. Over the past couple months, we've kind of brought that back.
Yeah. Because before then, we'd, like, be in VC together, but we never really... I have no idea what we talked about, like, at all.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because we just had nothing in common.
Yeah, we had no similar interests or anything, really.
And then we watched Breaking Bad together.
That's true. I didn't expect you to like Breaking Bad as much as you did.
I love Breaking Bad.
Yeah, maybe that's what we talked about all the time.
Yeah, because we started watching Breaking Bad, like, November last year. Was it November or was it December?
I like to think it was way before then. I think we started watching it in, like, September or something.
I think so, because I remember watching it during school.
Yeah. We started watching it a really long time ago. And then we didn't watch it for kind of a while because of the big change that was happening. And we were like, I don't know if we should continue this right now, or I don't know. Like, a lot of stuff was changing around. And then maybe in December, late December, or like maybe early January, we started it again. And then we just like grinded it. Like, we had to have watched like 2 to 3 episodes a day or something.
Because before we were watching Breaking Bad, but like we were only watching an episode a day. And mostly that was because I was in school and you guys would be like, Kendall, do you have to go to bed? And it's like 11:30 and I'm like, yeah, yes. I do. And it would be like 10 o'clock and we're like in the middle of a Breaking Bad episode. I'm like, guys, wait, I gotta take my melatonin. And then, yeah, because I had to wake up at 8 in the morning.
Also, like, we just had, like, no patience for it. Like, we were doing so much stuff at the same time. We didn't have patience for everything to, like, sit down for all of it. But then, like, whenever we started it again, we were just, like, so hooked. Like, it started picking up, and I don't know. You really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed rewatching it. So it was easy to get through it so fast. Especially really because that was during our hiatus where we weren't making content or streaming or really playing games or anything. So a lot of that time went into watching Breaking Bad.
And then when it happens again, when we go back to school, we're gonna do the same thing for Better Call Saul, maybe, probably.
That's true. We totally should. We totally should. I really...
Because if not, then I'm gonna watch it by myself.
No, and I don't want you to watch it by yourself because I have to watch it. I have to watch it, and I won't if I need to do it by myself.
We started watching Better Call Saul, and then summer happened, and we stopped watching Better Call Saul.
Okay,
and I was like, I've been like, when are we gonna watch Better Call Saul? And they're like, oh, maybe today or something.
Oh my god, it's because I was gone for a month. I was busy for a whole month, and then I was on vacation for literally an entire month, and then I came back, and then we did the SMP revival and, like, started content and everything. Like, we've just not had time. And then, like, every other week, this other Felix guy is gone, so, like, we can't even watch it because he's not here.
What an idiot.
What an idiot.
What an idiot.
Anyway, we should start it. We should start it again.
I want to watch it. I just want to watch it. I like Saul as a character. I don't know, maybe because I like character stuff more. I like it a lot. But it's less like...
It is so much slower. It's so much slower than Breaking Bad
was.
Yeah. Holy shit. I started watching it by myself a long time ago, probably right after I finished Breaking Bad. I tried to watch it, and I watched probably the first 4 or 5 episodes, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, it's so boring. It was so slow.
It's not boring.
Well,
it's just slow.
I think it's a lot harder for me to understand what's going on, especially in the beginning. I think there's so much happening at once that it's kind of hard to keep up with, but I do want to watch the whole thing because I know it gets so good.
I remember during my winter break, the 3 of us started watching Sword Art Online together.
We did! And I forgot about that.
The whole first season.
Wow.
Sword Art Online.
I forgot we did that.
Well, we can only watch Breaking Bad under specific circumstances.
Yeah.
So any other time we weren't watching Breaking Bad, we were watching Nope, that's the wrong show.
Sword Art Online.
We're watching Sword Art Online.
Yep, that's right.
I'm thinking of Saul now, and
I forgot about that. I forgot we did that.
Yeah, there was a few. I was watching an anime with Felix at one point. We were watching a lot of shows at the same time.
Yeah, we were.
I think at some point it was like we were watching 4 shows at the same time, or at least I was.
That is crazy. You and I have like never gotten into a fight or anything.
Not really.
How long have we been friends? Like 2.5 years? 3 years?
I think
2.5.
I think 2.5.
We've like never really had a conflict. Like I've never argued with you over anything.
We've gotten like I think pissed at each other, but
yeah, that's to be expected though.
We've never like argued about it.
I've never argued with you over anything. That is crazy. Especially all of the stuff that you and I have done together, like, I don't know, just kind of like manning the SMP and like being friends for so long.
Yeah, you'd think we would.
Yeah, we've just always kind of been on the same page about stuff.
We're usually on the same wavelength. We have the same voice, we have the same face apparently.
We do not have the same face.
I don't know. I showed my mom
You
a picture
look so different.
And she was like, it kind of looks like you. And I was like, what?
How?
Okay.
How?
I don't know.
We do not look the same.
I don't know, bestie. I don't know. But we got the same voice.
Okay,
almost.
I don't think we have the same voice. I think we both just have monotone voices and everyone thinks they're the same. But they're not the same.
Well, put it in the comment section if you think that we have the same voice.
We literally don't.
I think we do.
Way in the beginning, when you and I both had our significantly worse mics, I think maybe we sounded more similar. Like, sometimes I'd be editing a TikTok and we would laugh and our laughs would be exactly the same and I wouldn't know who's laughing. But now, like, I've gotten a better mic and I gave you my old mic.
That's
and
true.
We sound a little bit different.
Yeah, I don't have my headset mic anymore.
Mm-mm.
And then I had that other mic that I hated.
Oh, yeah. You had a different mic.
Yeah, I hated that mic.
Whatever happened to that? Oh.
It's sitting on my shelf.
Awesome.
In the little mic stand that you gave me.
You should bring it back.
No. What?
You should send it to me.
And then you use it?
Yeah.
I want to know why you think we've stayed friends for so long, because I feel like I talked a lot during that bit.
Why we stayed friends for so long?
Yeah. Why are we still friends?
I don't know.
We've gone back to school. We've met people. Why? What's so good about our friendship?
What do I offer that no one else has?
I was gonna say, like, what do you think our friendship has different than, like, your IRL friendships?
Okay, I'll answer both. I have a couple different answers. Why I think me and you are still friends so personally is because we've gone through so much together, and also we met at the very, very beginning, like at the beginning of all this stuff that we're still part of. I think if Valohau was still as active as she was in the beginning, you and her would be as good of friends as you and I are. But because she's been so absent, it just kind of, me and you had to kind of take over everything and be there for everything. And that just kind of, I don't know, we just kind of became a team through that. And I feel like that's really good for our friendship anyway. Another reason, I think, is because we have done so much content with each other that we like know how our dynamics work. We know how to like make content with each other. We know how to record a video with each other and what both of our dynamics will be, what our humor will be like, what bits we're gonna do. Usually we're really good about making bits with each other. I think we're like such good content partners that it's kind of hard to find that in other people, especially in terms of like streaming or recording with everybody else that we know. You're the easiest for me to make content with.
Wow.
What was the other question?
What makes our friendship so different from your IRL friendships or something like that?
I think our friendship is so prominent in my life that it doesn't feel like an online friendship anymore. A lot of it is sitting in Discord and playing Minecraft together, but also an equal amount of that is texting and FaceTiming and showing each other pictures and videos and kind of being really present in each other's IRL lives. Like, you know a lot of my IRL friends, I feel like, and you know a lot about my personal life, and I know so much about you that it doesn't feel like it's an online friendship.
That's true. Every time I go in the pool, I send a pool selfie.
That's true.
And I'm like, I'm in the pool.
We got a pool update.
Yeah, can do the pool update. Yeah, I think that's true. I think also, for me personally, with my IRL friends, I find it really hard to connect with them because a lot of them are so different from me and we all have different music tastes, stuff like that. It's so much easier to share pieces of myself over the internet than it is with people I know I'm gonna see in real life the next day or something.
Yeah, I think that's really true for me too. I've never had an IRL friendship where I've connected so much with somebody, especially like we've had a lot of really personal conversations, but we've had a lot of really stupid funny conversations, and I've never had that kind of friendship with somebody I've known IRL.
Sometimes it sucks because obviously I'm on the other side of the fucking country and then you and Felix can always hang out with each other and then I'm just kind of like here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do while you guys are like hanging out with each other because it's like, what can I do? I talk to like Lexi and stuff, but I always like try to not text as much because it's like you guys are hanging out. I don't want you guys on your phone all the time.
Well, I hate to break it to you. This guy will come over to my house and we watch TikTok.
Oh.
This guy will come over to my house and get on my computer and play Valorant.
Oh my fucking god.
It does not matter.
My friend gave me a term for that. You wanna hear the term?
What's the term?
Screenager.
What?
It's like screen teenager.
Oh my god.
Felix is a screenager.
He is an iPad kid.
But like, it kind of just sucks that you guys can just hang out whenever you want, but I have to make like I have to plan it like 10 years in advance.
That does suck, yeah. That is crazy.
Yeah, like I could always like, I don't know, Lexi is in the same time zone as me, but it's not easy to get to her either. And so is Atlas, but it's not easy to get to him, and it's like, I don't know, it's kind of lonely sometimes. But like when you guys aren't on, I'm usually on with like everyone else on the SMP, so it's not as bad. I don't know. You guys are my besties.
Yeah.
It's like I miss my besties.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel whenever you or Felix are gone too, is like I could talk to all these other people, but I want to talk to the people that I know really well. I want to talk to the people that I talk to all the time.
Yeah. Especially because we just added new people, and then like the new people are talking to me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know these people.
Yeah. I feel that way sometimes too.
How are you so talkative?
Yeah. It is weird to me thinking about one day when you and I do meet up or we do live together or something, because it's just so hard for me to comprehend that you're a real person and not my friend who is in my computer every day.
I basically am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird because sometimes you'll like text me that you're like doing stuff and then I'm just like, what? Like, aren't you supposed to just be on your computer? Like,
yeah.
It's so hard to like think of you as like a person walking around and doing your shit. But it's even hard for me to like think of that of people I know in real life too.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess, was that weird when I went to Germany for a month? Was that like weird for you to think that I was just like on the other side of the world?
Walking around. Yeah. It was a little weird. I was like, I don't know. It was just weird because you were on like such a different time zone than us.
Oh yeah, I was like 9 hours ahead.
and like you would join and you would be like, you can FaceTime or something at like 12 p.m. my time, and I'm like, that's so early.
Yeah.
Because usually we don't get on VC until later in the night.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just weird because we were on just a different time zone thing now.
Yeah. Or I would wake up at like, oh my god, I had it so figured out while I was there. I woke up at like 6 a.m. and that was kind of like evening for you guys. And I was like, hey, you guys want to FaceTime? And you guys were both like, why are you awake right now? It's like so early for you. And then like, I would go out every single day. I would go out. Like we had plans for every day. I'd go out, go shopping, or like go see whatever, and then come back. And then I'd be like, okay, it's 4 p.m., which means like Felix is probably gonna wake up soon. And then like within the hour, I'd get a text from him. And it was just like every day I was like, this is around this time is when I can talk to them again, which was so weird.
Yeah, it was just weird to like think about you just walking around Europe while I'm sleeping. I don't know. It was just such a different thing because we've never had anything like that before. Because usually we're either 3 hours apart or 2 hours apart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was so weird. I every day I had lived an entire day before you woke up.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
We'd be like, good morning. We always say good morning to each other.
We do. That's so cute.
Either
there was
we say
one
good
time
morning or we just say G.
There was one time a couple months ago I woke up and I was just like so dead, like could not comprehend that I had to live another day, and I opened my phone, saw that you guys both said good morning, just typed G and then sent it and then closed my phone, and ever since then, like every so often all three of us will say that to each other.
I didn't even know that was the reason.
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered to type out the whole thing.
I say it when I wake up, and then a couple hours later, Felix will usually say it, and then you'll say it.
And then maybe like 2 hours after that, I'll say it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you wake up like at fucking 12 in the afternoon.
Okay, I do not. I wake up at 11.
But Felix wakes up early.
He does. He does wake up early. But he's like, he's kind of set on his routines. Like, he's really adamant about not being on his computer or his phone like first thing.
He's the guy everybody wants to be.
Sure.
I wake up, first thing I do, go on my phone.
Yep, I do too. Even though I don't want to. I'll wake up and I'll be like, I don't want to open my phone and have to deal with everything that is waiting for me. But I do it anyway.
Yeah, it's the FOMO.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Sometimes I'll wake up and I just have a bunch of notifications from like Discord or Twitter, and I'll be like, oh my god.
I'll wake up and there's like 60 notifications from my messages, and like 50 of them are you and Felix, and then the other 10 is like 4 other people who are texting me, and I'm like, what? Why does everybody need to talk to me right now? So many Discord notifications, especially now after the SMP revival. It's just like always active in that server too.
I used to like check Discord every couple days, but now I wake up and one of the first things I do is check Discord.
Yeah.
About my server.
Yes.
My pride and joy.
Yes.
Yes. And if you want to know about that server, and this is the first video you're watching, the last video we made was about that server.
That's true.
It's called Tulip SMP.
What's going on with the Tulip SMP?
We already talked about that.
We started the entire second episode all over again from right here.
Oh, I gotta start singing. I'm Mr.
Stop. So the other day, a new member joined on the SMP, and Lexi and I were there to like help them out and give them a tour and stuff. And Lexi was like, Ghost, do you want to give the tour or should I do it? And I was like, I kind of said jokingly, I was like, I'm not giving the tour. I don't know where anything is. I just play on here. And the person that we were touring around looked at me and was like, what do you mean? Isn't this your server? And for some reason, like, I cannot stop thinking about that. Like, it kind of is. It's just like mine and Kendall's server. It just kind of became that way.
I kind of think of that sometimes. I'm like, this was Val's server. Did she just like metaphorically pass it down to us? Like,
yeah, it just kind of got passed down. Especially because like every time we brought in a new wave or we had to decide on something really big, it was Kendall and I's first opinion. We were the first ones to get a say on it, and we've just kind of always been the main guys to have a say in anything that has to do with it. But that's just kind of weird to think about.
Yeah, there's times where people will like come to us specifically to ask us about stuff on the server.
Yeah.
And then like there'll be times where somebody will ask something and I'll be like, I don't know, ask Ghost.
Yeah, I'm the same kind of way. I'm like, I don't know, ask Kendall. We're kind of like the server parents.
I mean, technically we kind of are because we've been here the longest.
Mm-hmm. I
Lexi
always
like
thought
the grandma.
Lexidio is the grandma. There is a lot of stuff though where it's just like so out of my hands and I do not want to be the one to deal with it. Like there's so much stuff where I'm like, I don't know, ask Lexi, or I don't know, ask Atlas.
Yeah. I think it used to just be like us and sometimes Lexi because we just got used to acting as a duo. And then recently there's been stuff where we're just like, I trust Atlas more with this than I trust myself, or I trust Lexi more with this.
There's also like different stuff. Like I'm kind of like on the Minecraft server, I'm the guy for stuff, but then like other promotional stuff, like Kendall's kind of the guy for that, or like visual stuff, Lexi's the guy for that, or like I don't know, more mechanical like mod stuff, Atlas is the guy for that. Like everybody's kind of got a specialty in different things.
This just turned into like Tulip SMP Part 2.
It really did. Well, it's relevant to me and you though.
That's true.
Fine, I'm changing the topic. We've talked a lot about living together. Like you and I living together, but like in a streamer house with a bunch of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still something you're excited about? Do you still want to do that?
I do. I think it would be really fun. I've always made plans with people, with my friends, that I wanted to live with them, but I think this is really the first one that I can actually see happening in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't know, usually it's like, we're gonna live in an apartment together one day, and then we don't go anywhere above that. We've, like, looked at houses.
Oh my god, we look at houses all the time.
We look at houses and we're like, okay, we're gonna wait till everybody's out of college and then we're moving in together.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also so possible because so many of us are in college. Like, a lot of us are starting our second year of college right now. So it's like, it's kind of like getting closer to being a reality.
I think Lexi said she wanted to live with someone by herself first, and we're like, okay, Lexi, you're gonna do that, and then we can have them move into the streamer house too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Lexi's kind of set right now. Like, she's got a full-time job. She doesn't have to worry about schooling. Like, she's kind of on her own course right now, and then whenever she figures out where she wants to live or what she's doing, then we all kind of build ourselves around her. But I think that's such a fun idea. I want to live with all my friends in a big house so bad.
Yeah, I think it'd be really fun. Hopefully by that time, all of us are more financially stable.
Real.
Because I'm broke right now.
Me too. It's okay.
Maybe we'll start making money off content by that point, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. I just really want to live together. I think it's gonna be really fun, and
I think that's so fun.
Yeah. And then I think the amount of people that are in it and the people that are going to be living in it change all the time. But the people that have never changed are you, me, and Lexi.
Yeah, I can totally see that being a thing that happens. Like, that has always kind of been my end goal since we came up with it. Like, yeah, I want to live on my own in my last couple of years of college, and like, I don't know what any of my plans are before then, but my end goal has always been to end up in that streamer house. I think it's so fun.
I think we also have ideas for like content we want to do in the streamer house.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like some of the stuff that K-pop groups do, and I'm like, that's so fun, we should do that.
Yeah, there's so much. Or like, we'll watch videos of people like messing around and we're like, these are streamer house activities.
I like watching like TikToks and I'm like, this is something that would happen in the streamer house.
Yeah.
But that's kind of just always been the plan. I think we started planning that from like maybe a year after we've known each other. We were like, what if we live together? And then we're like, where should we live? Like, where is the cheapest place to live? And we were like looking into it and stuff.
Yeah.
And we like looking at houses. We're like, okay, we need a house with 8 bedrooms.
Yeah, there was one point where we were like, 8 people are gonna have to live in this house. And finding houses with 8 bedrooms is crazy. It's so impossible.
I think we found a house that was like 2 houses like right next to each other.
I remember that, yeah.
And we're like, we need to remember this.
And then Lexi had a little arc where she wanted to buy a warehouse and make that into a house, and we were like, what is this guy talking about?
We had the idea of making like an office building into
That is crazy. That's horrible. I think realistically, the actual streamer house will have like 5 people in it.
And then we're all gonna hate each other, and then.
Well, it's okay. We already do.
That's true. I fucking hate you.
Yeah. How does it feel to be friends with me even though you hate me?
You know, your mom pays me to be friends with you, so.
Your mom pays me.
Oh.
How much are you getting paid? Is it like per hour or per day?
It's per day.
Oh.
Do you get paid per hour?
I'm getting paid per hour, but it's like $8 or something. Like, it's not worth it at all.
I get paid like $50 per day.
That is crazy.
Hmm?
You're making more than me. I'm gonna text your mom after this and complain. What? Have I ever done anything? Wait.
I'm excited for this question.
What is the thing that... Have I ever done anything that has, like, pissed you off so bad? Like, what have I done that pissed you off the most?
This is very recent, actually.
What?
I think... Because I can't think of anything else that pissed me off this bad.
This was yesterday.
I remember when we were doing the S&P revival stuff, and I posted the stuff early, and then you were pissed off about it, and then I was pissed off that you were pissed off.
You were pissed off that I was pissed off? That is crazy that you bring that up. Because I was so mad at you. I was so mad at you.
Because I didn't, like, I don't know, I didn't understand why you were mad at first. Because I was like, okay, this is the time that I was given to post it, so I'm gonna post it now.
Wow, I forgot about that.
And then I did. You said the original plan was to post it on that day, and I was like, okay, well, nobody said anything that had changed it. So then I posted it, and then you got mad at me, and I was like, this is the original plan! And then you were like, but you should have asked me! And I was like, but you said that you didn't say anything!
Okay, here is my perspective. Here's my perspective of this event that happened. Let me open my calendar. Hold on. I forgot about this.
It was July 4th.
Here's what happened. Is in the calendar... Before the revival, we're like setting all this stuff up, okay? And I gave a rough time frame of when we should do things. Like this week, we were gonna do 2 waves. So in the calendar, I had a rough time frame of this is the week that we're gonna do wave 1, and then we're gonna look at applications, add them, and then this is the week we'll do wave 2. So if that is when we're doing the 2 waves, here is when we need to have all of our promotional stuff posted. Here is when we post specific tweets. Here's when we post the promo video that we made. And it's going to be done on this specific day, and then we open applications on this other specific day. So what ended up happening is July 1st to July 4th, it's a Saturday to Wednesday, in the calendar is an event called Scheme. If you follow any of our Twitters, we talked about how we were scheming. So many of us are in call because we're scheming. That was us planning the revival. In the calendar, up until the 4th, which is the 4th of July, it's a holiday. It says Scheme. So it was a rough time frame. There's no exact date for when to post the video, but I wanted it to be done anywhere from Monday to Wednesday. And then if that didn't end up being the case, I wanted to post it that following Friday so that we would have enough time in between posting the video to opening the applications. What ended up happening was I was busy on the 4th because it's a holiday. I was also busy the day before. So I wasn't online, and I wasn't looking at what is being talked about or what is being said or anything. On the 4th, I had plans to go hang out with my family, and we get to whoever's house, and we're like hanging out, talking about whatever, and I go on my phone and I open Discord, and everybody in our little revival group chat is talking about how the video's out, and like all of these tweets that Kendall posted.
It wasn't the video.
Or it wasn't the video. That's what it was. It was all
just the rebrand.
It was the rebrand tweets. That's what it was. And
the video wasn't done by then.
The video wasn't done.
Okay. You wanna know
No. I opened Discord.
Okay.
I opened Discord. I'm scrolling through the group chat. I'm seeing like you sent like pictures or like drafts of whatever tweets, and it's like talking about the rebrand and then like also hinting that we added mods, like something like that. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? I never like signed off on this. Like I never said that we could post this right now. We hadn't posted like the video that Monday because it wasn't done yet. So I just kind of assumed that whenever that video was done, then we'd post everything else, because that was kind of like the push. Like that was the main ad was the video. So I go on Discord and I see all of these tweets that are posted, and like I wasn't active, like 2 other people aren't active, and Kendall posted all these tweets, and I'm like, wait, the video isn't even done, and it's a holiday, like no one is looking at this stuff right now. And even though I didn't have a day planned, I just assumed that because the video isn't done, like we're gonna post all of this later. And I got so mad. I was like trying to tone it down because I was with family, and like it's a holiday, and I didn't want to like be so stressed about this, but I was like, wait guys, I never even saw this. Like I never even saw the drafts of the tweets before they went out. And I was just kind of like, you guys left me out of this. Like I didn't realize. And then like all this other stuff, like I don't know. I could tell everybody was kind of pissed with me for being pissed off. I don't know. I was so mad. The next morning I opened the group chat, and then I yelled at everyone.
I think I was so pissed because at the time I was going through something. I was like, not an excuse, by the way, just a reason. I was like pissed because I was like, Ghost didn't tell me that they were doing anything. They didn't tell me what they were doing. And I was like, because you just kind of assumed that everybody was on the same page, and you didn't tell us your time frame.
Yeah.
And I was like, how
that was a blindside on my part too.
That I was supposed to wait for the video to be done to do this.
Yeah. Well, that was
like, I didn't know you
like
wanted
that was
to post
like
it on that Friday.
I just think like that was such a big miscommunication, but like the number one reaction from all of us was just to be so pissed at each other. Like no one talked it out or anything. And I don't know.
I was so pissed, and then the next day I felt so bad that I almost like texted the group chat and was like, "Hey guys, I'm stepping away from the revival."
Oh my god!
Like,
Oh my god!
I almost said that. I had a whole thing drafted up where I was like, "Guys, I don't think I can do this right now. I think I'm just like." I'm not in a good space right now. I can't do this. I gotta leave. I felt so bad, and I felt so guilty. I didn't want to join VC with you guys because
that is crazy. That is crazy.
Mad at me. Because like Felix was also mad, and then I was like, "You guys are not
Felix was mad because the reason why Felix was mad was because he was with me, and I'm like sitting here like furiously typing on my computer, like yelling at everybody, like furiously typing, like texts are coming out every second, and I'm like telling everybody off, like it's a holiday, like you shouldn't have posted these tweets. It's like not detrimental at all. I was being so dramatic. It's like, okay, whatever. You teased that there's a revival and there's mods, like whatever. You didn't leak the server IP. You didn't like there nothing got leaked. It was just stuff that I wish would have came out 2 days later when the audience was a little better. Like I was being so dramatic. The reason why Felix was pissed off is because I didn't say a word. I was sitting here furiously typing, like the steam is like coming off of my body while I'm here just like typing so angrily, and I don't think he even like really knew what to do. He was just kind of like, well, this guy's mad, I guess I'm really mad too, like seeing all my texts, and like I don't know, it was just like I don't know.
It was a lot because that day all the anger had subsided, and I felt so guilty.
Yeah.
Like Atlas was like, no, this is like, because Atlas was in call with me when it happened, and Atlas was like, well, I was like, no, it's all my fault, and Atlas was like, well, I was there too, and I'm like, no, it's all my fault, it's all my fault.
Yeah, you took the blame for a lot of it. Something you also said was, or you said something along the lines of like, I should have known better, and also because it was a holiday or something like that. And then you're like, you said something about like, I'm not gonna make decisions anymore or something like that. And I was like, no, that's not what I mean. I was like, that's not how I want you to feel. I just wanted you to know that I wish we waited a couple days, but I didn't want you to like step out. Part of me was like, if you step out, how am I going to ever like get anything done around here?
I was like, okay, guys, I'm sorry, I won't make any decisions anymore. Like, I'm so sorry about this. I was like, I should have known because it's a holiday, but I didn't do anything, so it was like an overstep. I was like, I forgot that people did shit on the 4th of July.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just like, for you, it was like, well, you were also so excited about it. Like, it was a big change, and like, I mean, you have all the stuff ready. You might as well just post it right now. Like, I can totally understand that. It was just like, it was so much for me to be out and like being involved in other stuff, and I opened my phone and there's so much going on without me, and I was the original guy who said we should revive the server, and it's getting revived behind my back, and I didn't even get to see it. But it really was not that big of a deal at all. I
went to my grandma's house that day, and like when she went to bed, I was like drafting up like what I was gonna say. Like,
oh my God.
I have like something in my notes app where I was like writing up like a sincere apology.
Oh my god.
I was crying. Like, I was like,
that is crazy.
They don't want me to be on this anymore. I'm just gonna step off because honestly, I was going through it that week. That was a bad week for me.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
And I was like,
I really wasn't trying to target you at all. I didn't know, like, obviously you're the guy who posted the shit, but like, it could have been anybody who told you to do it, or it could have been like, I don't know, like, to me it was never, this is all Kendall, like, it's Kendall's fault, and I need to be targeting Kendall right now. Like, it was genuine annoyance and frustration with everyone. And that is why I didn't like DM you directly or anything. Like, in that moment, I had a problem with everyone. I was out to get everyone.
Yeah, I know. I woke up late that day and I checked the Discord and I saw you like typing all this stuff, and then I muted the revival chat and I closed Discord and I was like, I can't do this right now.
Yeah. I've always like, I don't know, me and you being kind of like the main people for stuff, or like the people who are like in charge of stuff, is like, if I have a problem with somebody, I'm gonna say it. And I'm not gonna shut up about it until they say sorry or something, which I don't know how good of a trait that is, but in this situation, we were in conflict with each other, and I was doing that to you.
Like 5 billion times, bro.
I know.
Like, I kept saying sorry, and then you kept going, and I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. Like, it's already out.
I think somebody else was arguing with me. I think Atlas or somebody else was, like, arguing with me, and I was just, like, not having it.
Atlas and I were in call, and I was like, should I just post the stuff now? And Atlas was like, and then I texted in the group chat, and Lexi said yeah, and then Atlas said yeah, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going for it.
Yeah, you got 2 yeses from other people, like, of course, but I didn't know that. To me, it was like everything was happening, and I wasn't there.
I wasn't thinking. I was like, I wonder why Ghost is offline. And
that is crazy. That is crazy.
Oh, I'm gonna do everything behind Ghost back because I hate Ghost.
But to me, I opened the group chat, and that is how I took it.
When you were typing it like that day after it happened, I was so pissed. Atlas and I were sitting in call, and I was just ranting at Atlas. I was like, how dare Ghost be pissed about this when they didn't tell us what they wanted us to do.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Well, the way that is such a paradox, too, because you're like, Ghost didn't tell us this, how are they pissed? But then I'm pissed because you didn't tell me something, like...
We were just both pissed at each other because we didn't communicate.
That was the dumbest situation. That is the dumbest reason to be pissed ever.
Though, because we posted the video 2 days later, and it still did pretty good.
Yeah, we posted the video when I wanted it posted.
I did all the promotions.
You did. You did really well.
I did everything. And
the video turned out really good.
Nobody else did anything at all.
It was all Kendall the whole time. It all turned out fine. I was just, I don't know. In my head, it was very mapped out. Everything was very mapped out, and one little thing went wrong, and it was the end of the world to me.
But you failed to tell us what was mapped out.
Well,
sorry.
I think also, I've been doing this for so long, making content like this for so long. Like, it's just common sense to me that if there's a promotional video for the revival, and the promotional video isn't done yet, then the rest of everything else that has to do with the revival should be done when the video's done.
Well, because I was thinking, like, we were gonna announce the revival and then put the video out.
Yeah.
That's what was happening in my brain. And then I forgot that it was a holiday. And then I was like, should I do this now? And then 2 people were like, yeah. And then I was like, okay, I'm doing it. And then you came online, and then I was having so much fun. I was laughing with Atlas, and then I was like, you were on the Twitter, people were like liking and retweeting it, and then you came on, you were like, guys.
I was like, a force to be reckoned with.
I was like, please, I don't want to do this right now.
That is crazy. That is so funny. Yeah.
It was so stupid. But that's like the most recent thing I was like genuinely pissed at you.
I don't know. I would not have been as mad, I guess, if... there were a lot of things that went into me being mad about it. The biggest thing was that I just wasn't there. If we had decided to upload whatever or like tweet whatever on that day and I was there for it, I feel like I would have been less mad. It was just the fact that I wasn't there, and like I knew that the retention was gonna be worse than it might be later, but it didn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, it didn't matter.
When you said that we never fought, I forgot that happened.
I don't think that was a fight. I think I wasn't fighting with just you, first of all. I wasn't fighting. Okay,
well, you were out for blood. I could probably scroll up and find that.
You probably could. You should find like a really angry thing that I said and expose me.
And read it?
Yeah. That's just kind of how I've always been though, with all of everything that has to do with content or the SMP or anything, is like, I'm very specific about stuff. And if I have a conflict with somebody, if I have an issue with somebody, I'm gonna say it. That whole situation was very new to us. Like, we had never done anything like that. We had never been promoting stuff like that. So obviously, people are gonna be mixed up. We're gonna miscommunicate about things. It's just funny how dramatic we were afterwards.
Was it in the new revival group chat or was it in the old one?
Maybe it was in the old one. We have 2 revival group chats. There was one with me, Kendall, Lexi, and Atlas. And then there is a newer one with all of the other people who were helping with applications. I guess I knew that somebody had to have signed off on it who was in the smaller group chat, and I brought the issue there first. I said a bunch of stuff.
I'm sorry to be a jerk about it all.
Well.
Okay, idiot.
Because I know when I'm being a jerk about something. Like, I knew I was being an idiot where maybe I didn't have to be, but I was so angry. Because I was out, like, I couldn't sit down and type everything I was thinking. And also, like, I realized, like, I mean, whatever they posted is already out. Like, I hadn't even looked at what they had posted. I just, like, I knew some stuff about the revival was out. I was like, there's no going back. Like, they already did it.
You said, I don't think there's a point to the trailer video anymore since an announcement was already made on Twitter, which is what the video was supposed to be for. If we want to make something similar, it could be for the reopen applications. That way everyone can still post it. I wanted to have a more collective VC sessions with Cap and Felix about everything before we move forward, but Felix and I have been spending time with family for the holiday and couldn't be active. So I'm just trying to catch up on what's been done. At some point I'd like to VC, and someone gets me caught up on what we still have to do and show me how to even join the server still. Lamau.
Oh my god, that's so real. I was so pissed off because I couldn't even join the server yet.
Well, that was an easy fix. We just switched it to Fabric.
But we didn't know that. There were, in the beginning, when we were figuring out how to add mods, I suggested, oh my god, I'm about to go on a tangent. I said we should do Fabric mods. You can do Forge mods or you can do Fabric. And I said we should do Fabric. I suggested that from the very beginning. And they were like, okay, let's work on it then. Let's do Fabric mods. And then that, over the span of that holiday where I was out and I was busy, Lexi and Atlas decided to try out Forge mods instead because something with Fabric wasn't working or they couldn't get something to work. I don't know. So they added Forge mods to the server. And you needed to use Curse Forge and get the mod pack and do everything, and that was how it was. And I was like, okay, I want everybody in this group chat to test it out before we tell the rest of the current members. I want everyone to make sure their Minecraft can run. Everyone can run the Forge mods. And whenever I was able to sit down and I tried to join the server, I couldn't. My Minecraft crashed immediately. Like, I could not figure out the issue. And I was like, I feel like Forge isn't gonna work. Like, we should do Fabric mods. Because it wasn't just me with the issue, there were a couple other people who also couldn't get into the server. And I was like, Fabric is just so much easier. Like, we should have done that from the beginning. And that set us back a couple days. And at the point where I was so angry about everything else, I hadn't even been able to join the server yet. So we're like putting out these announcements for the revival and like mods are being added and I can't even join yet. Like, I don't even know if my Minecraft is playable. I think that was another reason I was so pissed off about it.
Yeah, I said, I won't make any big decisions anymore. It's not my place, and especially on a fucking holiday.
Oh my god.
And then you said, because I was mad at myself at that point. And then you said, I want you to have a voice with big decisions always. I just like to be a second opinion for big shit. And then I cried.
What?
Actually, no. I think at this point, I was somewhere with my grandmom. We were at her friend's house. And I was, like, typing on my phone, and I was trying not to cry.
Ah!
I like, went to the bathroom, and then I cried. That was so fun.
Oh my god, what? You and I are both so dramatic. Why are we so dramatic? We need to chill out. It was not that serious.
Yeah, and then literally the day after, we figured it out.
Yeah. Well, it just, I think because I was away, like, that really hurt communication a lot. Like, I couldn't sit down and, like, be present for everything, so I was in and out, too. Like, I didn't know what all was being done or being talked about or anything. And then by, like, Friday or Saturday or something, I wasn't busy anymore, and we sat down and we figured it all out. We figured out the mods, we figured out my Minecraft, which I was really worried about, and we scheduled when the video would come out and when everything else would happen. And from that point on, our communication was really good. So, yeah. Congrats!
I think another reason why Atlas and I decided to do it that day was because we were like, well, we always wait to do stuff, and we're always waiting, and then we never get anything done. So we're like, we should do it now, so then we're forced to actually work on it.
Yeah. I said something about that too. I was like, that's dumb, because now we're on a time limit.
But we weren't.
Well, retention. In my head, it was better to have every single thing done all at the same time so that we don't have to worry about it anymore. Whereas now this other stuff is posted and the video isn't even done. My Minecraft isn't working. We don't know if these are the mods that we're really keeping. Like, everything else was still needed so much work. And now we're kind of on a time limit. Like, people are expecting this revival to happen soon now that it's been announced. Whereas if we had everything ready, everything in the drafts, everyone's able to get on the server fine, the mods work fine, we could start doing that whenever we wanted. We could post it all whenever we wanted, and we wouldn't have to worry about anything anymore. I think it just, like, it made it just slightly more stressful knowing that that information's already out and we don't even know if everything works yet. But it all ended up working out.
I don't know, like I said, I was just so scared to join VC with you guys too, because I was like, what if everyone leaves and then it's just the three of us and then it's awkward?
I don't think it ever would have been that way. Like, I don't think there's ever been a time where you and I have been in such a bad conflict to, like, where I'm scared to talk to you about something, or, like, I don't know. Like, I've never been on horrible terms with you. Even then, when I was mad at you for that, I separate what I'm angry about from the person that I'm angry at. Like, you're still Kendall. You're still my best friend, Kendall. I'm just mad at what you did. But I don't think I ever, if you had joined VC or anything, I don't know. I think I would have been like, hey, do you want to, like, plan this out better with me so we don't do this again? Or, I don't know.
I think what happened is I got home and I joined, I don't remember. I think you guys asked me to join VC. Because I think Felix was like, I miss you, join VC. And then I joined VC and it was, like, fine.
Yeah.
We kind of went off on a tangent for a while there.
We did. The moral of the story is,
I think the original question is, have you ever been pissed at me, like really pissed at me?
That was a good answer.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah, that was pretty real.
Moral of the story, communication's important.
Communication's very important.
If you have a video that you want to go out at the same time as your announcement, make sure you state that clearly. If
you want to send out an announcement before the video or anything else is done, make sure you tell the person who is inactive who is also in charge of all that, so they don't get pissed at you.
Don't even care.
And the other moral of the story is, don't be overdramatic about things. It's not the end of the world. Unless it is. Then you can be overdramatic.
What does that even mean?
The moral of the story is, Kendall and I are still besties. We survived it. Our biggest conflict, we survived.
Did we?
Did we? I still hate you, so nothing's changed.
No. Sometimes I wonder if the new people think we actually hate each other.
That'd be kind of funny if they did. Anyway, should we end it here?
I don't know. Is there anything else we want to talk about, or?
Probably not. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
In reality, actually, we're probably going to record another video. Don't listen to a single word this guy says.
Every word that comes out of my mouth is a lie.
Moral of the story, communicate with your friends. That's how we've lasted this long, and that's also the reason of one of our biggest conflicts over a stupid Minecraft server. Yeah.
Moral of the story.
Oh, you're okay, that was bad communication. Sorry.
Moral of the story, don't own a Minecraft server with your friend.
That's kind of real.
Moral of the story, bye!